Hello, guys. How we doing? Welcome back to the Three Hammers podcast, live on a match day, which is, nice to see. Good to do because obviously we didn't have no time in the week. We've been very, very busy at home. Loads of stuff getting done. So nice to finally regroup, mate. Since we last spoke together, we got a draw against Man City. We lost to Liverpool, and obviously we look ahead to Fulham game today. How's it been, mate?
Yeah, pretty good, mate. Like you say, busy, but decent. Just as far as the sort of football goes, I don't know. We've got the hard games out of the way now. It's what can we do for the easy games? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I keep seeing it. Anyone would look at it and say, "Oh, West Ham have had quite a good season so far, and Fulham have had a turbulent season." Yet, if they beat us today, they'll only be a point behind us. Do you know what I mean? That's the.
It's a close league. Yeah, it's a close season so far this year. There's not much between everyone really. Like one or two good results, and you're right up there. One or two bad results, and all of a sudden you're looking over your shoulder. So yeah, it's been an interesting season. Like I say, this is now where we need to kick on, and we need to show that we can beat the teams sort of below us and around us. For me, these
typical West Ham as well, isn't it?
Yeah, for me, these are the big testing games now. Give Moyes credit where it's due. You're obviously nominated for Manager of the Month this month. No one expected us to come out with the points that we did from this run of games. So fair play. Like I say, give the man credit where it's due. But for me, this is the real test now. We've been set up not to lose those games. We've been set up defensively. Can we now switch that mentality around, go on the attack and win the games we're expected to win? That's the big test for me.
Yeah. Well, before we talk about Fulham game, what do you make of those two games then? So the Man City and Liverpool game, obviously not had your sort of little views on that. Start with the Man City game, 1-1. You'd take that result all day long, wouldn't you?
Oh, of course you would. Yeah, absolutely. And again, if you'd have offered a draw before the game, 100% you would have took it. And a really good result. Decent performance. It was similar to the Liverpool game. I think there was only really ever going to be one team that would win it. In the end, obviously, it finished a draw. We managed to hold on for that point, which was brilliant. Like I say, a fantastic result, a draw at City. Really good. But then the Liverpool result, I feel like I'm disappointed. I know it seems ridiculous. You're talking about planning.
But does that show how much we've come on as a club?
It does. Yeah, it does. I feel like the problem for me was we went too defensive too early. You're not going to get anything putting 10 men behind the ball for 80 minutes. And I do think we sat back and went defensive too early. I think if we'd have pushed them, I really think we could have beat them.
I think so. With the Man City game, mate, as well. I think there was periods in both matches where we looked really good and we looked like we were the team that could score at any time, and we didn't. We didn't at them crucial times.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like I say, at the end of the day, good result against City. Liverpool disappointing. Obviously, we haven't had a chance to speak about it, but Mo Salah, disgusting.
I know. I can't stand the geezer. Like, he's such a fantastic player. I always say the fantastic players can, line up 7-8 players. They don't need to dive, and especially as theatrical as that, where it looked like, the screen was as if it had broke his leg in like 400 places, like an Eduardo injury or something. That's what winds me up with it.
It was pathetic, mate.
You've been it.
It was pathetic, and the problem is, I know there's been lots of arguments about, but there was contact, but he did kick him. There was contact, yeah, but it's a contact sport.
Yeah.
It's not a non-contact sport. Yeah, there was contact, but that contact weren't enough to put him on the floor. It weren't enough.
2 seconds, mate. Sorry, someone's knocking at the door. It's 2.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll get everyone's views in the comments as well. But yeah, for me, really, really, really poor. I don't like to see that, and I know, for me personally, I'm sure a lot of West Ham fans are the same. If that was one of ours that did that, I'd have been slating them for it. It's just not what you want to see. It's not what you want to see.
Okay,
Just saying there, mate. If that was one of ours that had gone down like that, I would have been disappointed.
100%, mate, 100%. Obviously the Jota goal as well. Yarmolenko again, weren't it? Just dilly-dallying in the midfield, got caught. It was a great goal, though. Don't get me wrong, they worked that goal fantastically well, didn't they? Last thing on those two games, mate. What did you make of our two goals? Antonio's goal against Man City was what a goal that was. That was a bit of a worldie, that was, wasn't it? Backing in, classical kick, and 2 goals in goals of the month, weren't there, this month?
Yeah.
And Lanzini did win it, obviously. But
no, brilliant goal from Antonio. We quote him off all the time about his technique and all the rest of it. But hey, listen, fair play. He hit that absolutely beautifully. Took it really well. Fantastic goal.
Fornals one.
I'm trying to think what that goal was now.
So Gomez headed it edge of the box, and the pundit said he scuffed it in.
Oh yeah, that's right. Right. Yeah. I don't think it. Well, to be fair, he did sort of side foot it. I don't know if he hit it as clean as he was probably trying to. So he might have scuffed it a little bit in off the post. We'll take it, mate. I know. It wouldn't have surprised me if he'd missed that. I'm pleased to see him score because he.
What did you make of his performance in general, though? He's had a lot of critics from that game that he was very wasteful in terms of there was opportunities to pass the ball in at one point.
I think that's the only one that stands out, though. And when you watch it back, when you watch the replays, all he had to do was tap that across, and Bowen has pretty much got a tap in. All of a sudden, it's a completely different game. But at the same time, he got himself into that position in the speed of the game as it was happening. You can't really blame him for having a shot. Yeah, there was a better option. He should have squared it. We probably would have scored. But come on, you can't really blame the lad. He's already scored. He's he's probably buzzing, thinking here's a chance for a second goal. Can't really blame him for taking it on.
Mate. And on Fornals as well, you've already said it, mate, about Moisey. Obviously, Fornals, he won't win it. He's in there for Player of the Month voting as well, which is when's the last time we've actually even had one in the vote? Well, I'd say that Antonio won it, didn't he, a few months ago?
Brilliant to see, and well deserved, and well deserved, and he's been brilliant, and it just gives us problems now because I do want to see Benrahma come into the team. This is what we were talking about when we signed him. The obvious player that he would come in for is Fornals, but how'd you drop him?
That's it, mate. And I think Moyes is starting to really like him as a player as well. Again, before we move on, so Haller, mate, obviously we probably talked quite a bit today. What did you make of his performance? Again, very harsh to judge. It was Liverpool. Did he do much for you? Did he force himself into the Fulham game today, for example?
No, and it's a shame, mate. I've backed him quite a lot. We both have. We both backed him on this show, and he's not the same player as Antonio. He's not going to come in and do the same job as Antonio. Yeah, we need players around him, and I think if he does play today, there'll be more players up with him, and we might see a better game from him today. But it's exactly what you said, mate. He just didn't put himself about. He didn't look like he really wanted to even try.
For someone who's not played and wants to force his way back in, again, it's very harsh to judge. It's Liverpool. But this is not Liverpool with Van Dijk and Fabinho in it, like in terms of their back line. Yeah, I don't think he did enough.
I don't think he did enough either, mate. I think he started. I literally said that.
Literally, was at fault for the goal as well.
Yarmo was at fault for the goal, but take that out of it. Yarmolenko did more literally in the first 5 seconds.
He's more direct
than Haller had done all game. He actually put himself about, and he looked like he was willing to run and give defenders problems. And I know Haller is not that kind of striker, but you can't just be static. You can't just stand at the top of the pitch and expect everything to come for you. You can't. If you want to be that kind of hold-up striker, you still need to find space. You can't just stand there. And no, I think he was very poor. and I'm starting to get the sort of Felipe Anderson vibes off him, mate. I don't think he's.
Did you read that he changed his country this week, so he will now be representing Ivory Coast now, apparently. Yeah.
So, I'll be honest, mate. Obviously, you don't know what the personal reasons are for him doing it. If it was for personal reasons, fair enough. If it was for footballing reasons, what does that show for him?
Mate, to be fair to him, though, he's not getting in that France team.
Yeah, but that to me just says that he's not even going to bother trying.
Yeah, but I don't think any player, of even sort of half decent could get in front of Mbappe, Griezmann, Benzema.
Yeah, but if you look at those three, only one of them really is an out-and-out striker in Benzema. And even then, he likes to play a bit deeper. I'd say Haller and Benzema, not comparing ability or anything like that, but they're very similar strikers. The likes of Griezmann and Mbappe, they're more sort of wide forwards. If I was Haller, I'd probably actually be looking at that thinking, do you know what? I've got a chance to push for this.
Well, I'd be looking, if I was him, if you want to look up, you'd be looking at the Giroud position, wouldn't you? Giroud seems to be the one, who Haller probably would have been a natural replacement for.
Mm.
Yeah, if you're comparing a striker, like you say, mate, Giroud, and on Premier League as well, Giroud's slow. He gets himself about. Andy Carroll even got himself about.
Carroll got himself about too much. I think the problem with Andy Carroll was he left the forward area too much. He kept peeling wide. But no, 100%. And I can see there's a comment there. There's a couple of comments. For Sheezy, Haller had no support. Yeah, 100%. He is a target man. He's not a pressing striker. I'm not expecting him to be running around a pitch like Antonio pressing. But he didn't even attempt to make space for himself. He didn't even attempt to do. He didn't really do anything. He won 2 headers. He didn't do enough, mate. I'm sorry. I know he's not that type of striker. I don't expect him to come in and be Antonio and to run around like a lunatic. I don't expect that. But you've at least got to open yourself up for the ball. You've got to find space. You can't just stand there and expect the game to come to you. But I do agree. The likes of today, if he plays today, he's going to be a much better judgment because he's going to have players up and around him.
If Antonio can adapt from winger and do the job, then a 45 million player should be able to do it. Mbappe, Griezmann, Lacazette, Martial, Benzema. Come on, listen. The France team's just a joke. They're
100%. But again, even then, even if you throw Martial into the mix, he's not a striker either. How many actual out and out strikers have France got? That's why Giroud keeps playing.
No, that's it. France seem to play, with those, like you say, mate, those sort of inside forwards with the Mbappes, and then you can go deeper and deeper. You've got Buddy, Fekir, Payet, Dembele. It's just ridiculous that the levels. Stinky says, but Yarmolenko isn't any of those, but still did a better job. Certainly did, mate. Yarmolenko did nothing.
Opinions.
Conflicting views there, but that's what this show is about. Yeah, so those games are over now. We've got through the supposed hard phase, and we do go into the Fulham game, mate. I've got a few things on my phone here because I didn't have time to type it all up nicely. So Fulham currently sitting in 17th. They did get their first win the other night, though. It would be, wouldn't it? Just as they played a West Ham game, they decide they want to start winning again. How typical is that teams find their form?
Do you know what, though, mate? I actually don't think that's a bad thing because it'd be even worse going into this saying, "Oh, they haven't won a game yet this season." Well, you can get it against West Ham. At least they've got that back off their back. Do you know what I mean? At least that's gone now. So,
usually old West Ham, this is a free hit, isn't it, for any team? I just noticed in there that someone's just put in there 1-0 Everton, Manchester United. Oh, Ollie, but we want him to stay. We want Ollie to stay. We want them to get relegated. With no fans, it could happen. No fans.
Imagine if Man United got relegated. It'll never happen. It won't happen.
No, it won't happen. They'll have enough.
Imagine.
Oh my god. I would pay money, absolute tons of money, to see them get relegated. Oh yeah, I did, mate, as well. Forgot about Marcus Thuram as well. Again, absolute monster. Shout Nick and sack him after we played him. Yeah, what I want with Man United, I want them just to getting little results here and there, like just tick over sort of every 2 or 3 games. And then it just catches up. And then before they know it, oh dear, we're like sitting 15th and there's only like 10 games left. Ollie's will is well and truly broken. He certainly has.
He's not a good manager, mate. He's not a good manager.
He's not. He's, a lot of Man United fans I work with, they call him the PE teacher. Like that he's just been given like sort of the golden ticket to a job or whatever. No one can say he ain't got the players. Jesus Christ, do you know what I mean?
No, I mean, I would say that just shows where Man United are as a club at the minute. I mean, before they appointed him, have Man United ever appointed a manager that's been relegated?
No, not to my knowledge.
It's.
I could be wrong, but I don't know Man United's history that well.
No, I don't think so. I love to see it. Love to see it.
God.
Long may it continue.
Yeah. Back to us, mate. So head to head at the moment, it says West Ham are unbeaten in their past 10 home games. So it is at home tonight. We've won 6 and drawn 4. It's Fulham. Fulham haven't kept a clean sheet. Here we go. This is the jinx one. Any of their last 15 Premier League games against West Ham. So that probably changed tonight. I've just got to read a few more interesting stats. It says West Ham's tally of 13 goals is their 3rd highest after 7 Premier League games. So that's good as well. Positive goal difference as well, mate. We didn't mention that either, did we? How good is that? After those games, to be in a positive goal difference, like would you have thought that? I like to say Fulham got their first win against West Brom. West Brom looked awful. That was the battle of the 2 ex-West Ham. That was the other night. The only other sort of point it says there is Scott Parker made 109 appearances for West Ham between 2007 and 2009. So on their manager first, mate, Scotty Parker. You know what my opinion is of Scotty. I can't speak, highly of him. Do you know what I mean? I can't speak every time. I have to sort of bring him up in the show somehow up every week. You know my opinions of Scotty, mate. I don't know about manager-wise. They looked good in the Championship last year. Not doing too well this year. But, yeah, Scott Parker for you, mate.
I've said before many times, mate. I like Parker, obviously. I like Parker. Was brilliant for West Ham. Was brilliant for West Ham. Tainted his legacy. He's never going to be a club legend for me because he went to Tottenham. But yeah, no, I really like the man, and I actually do want to see him do well. I know he's one that people have spoken about being a West Ham manager in future. Like you say, he's still got a lot to prove as a manager. But I like him. I think he comes across really well, speaks well in interviews. He seems to be a fan of the game.
I like what he said the other day. Actually, he said about they actually, I read it this morning. Actually, it was they interviewed him and they said about team talks, and they say about their famous one where we come from 3-0 down, and he said it was of its time. He goes that sort of thing doesn't happen as much in the dressing room because players just come in from half time, go on their phone, or they get too emotional. There's not enough players that will step up and do that. And he says sometimes he just has to, rattle the cage a little bit to get them going. That's the sort of, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. No, I like him. I want to see him do well. Not this weekend, obviously. No. But no, I do like him. Like I say, still lots to prove. It's a hard job to manage in the Premier League. And let's be honest, Fulham ain't the best club in the world, are they?
Loads of change of ownerships recently, and I see it on another channel where they said like they just sort of their ownership got bored. When they didn't get Wembley, it was sort of like we're not really going to invest. We don't really fancy the project anymore. Sort of in that limbo-y stage. Players I like of theirs, a guy called Lookman is a very good player, very technically very good. Obviously, nasty man, mate, Mitrovic. He's always good for a goal, and he's a nasty player as well. When you've got with the elbows with him back, sort of thing. Yeah,
but I don't think he's really been doing it recently. To be honest, mate, I don't know what his goal scoring stats are this season. But just from clips I've seen, and I can't say I've made a point of watching.
He says he scored 3 and 9, but I don't know whether that's league.
Yeah, I can't say I've made a point of watching Fulham, but when I've seen, highlights of games and stuff, he hasn't really stood out to me. I don't think he's that sort of player that you fear that you might have done a couple of seasons ago. Do you know what I mean?
Decent Championship side, I'd say. They are. Yeah. And again, that's not a disrespect for them. And they'll probably go and beat us tonight. But It's not a team we should be fearing, really.
No.
It's not
No.
a really scary player there for me. Like I say,
No,
Mitrovic is a
100%.
good player. He's good for a goal.
Especially coming off the run that we've just come off. You know, the results against the bigger teams. Again, no disrespect to the likes of Fulham, but now this run of games, when you're looking at the teams that are down there, like your Fulhams, your West Broms, you know, we need to be beating these, and that's what I'm saying. This now is the test for David Moyes. You know, and for me, the big test is going to be getting out of that defensive mentality. You know, take the shackles off and really go and attack
want
teams.
to see them? So you're saying that. So are you saying a change of formation, or would you?
No, I'm not. I don't.
Back or what?
I wouldn't change the formation. I wouldn't change the personnel either. I'd keep the team the same. I would give Haller one last chance. For me, this is his last chance. If he don't do it tonight, then I would drop him and I would say that's it. He's probably done. And then I'd want to see, you know, maybe Ben Rama play up front or Bowen. And
they're actually saying that Antonio could be back quicker.
Well, there you go. That'd be ideal, obviously.
You know, after this is the international break. So yeah, I think you're right, mate. I think, you know, sort of, he's got to put a performance in today.
Yeah,
I'm not saying even necessarily score a goal. You know, maybe an assist. You know, some lovely link-up play. You know, just put yourself about. I'm not asking you to do Mikel Antonio's job, but look interested. I think David Moyes said it. Did David Moyes say something this week about he'd look a better player if he smiled? Something like that. He said. He goes, if he smiled.
I mean, like I say, I wouldn't change the formation or the personnel, but what I do want to see is, and we did see it in some of the cup games and early on. I want to see those fullbacks still get forward more. So I know Masuaku's been getting up a lot, but I want to see him up even more. I want to see Masuaku getting involved. I want to see Soufal getting involved. I want to see Cresswell getting up. I want to see more support around Haller. That's what I want to see. I want to see those players really getting involved in and around the box. And that for me is the only change really we need to make. You know.
Yeah, no, mate, I agree. I would like to see Ben Rama, but again, that's just me being greedy. You know, I do want to see him play, and he's got a fantastic record against Fulham. Actually, he's already scored 2 goals against them this season for Brentford. Absolute worldie as well, one of them. I hope we see Ben Rama a bit earlier as well. I've seen a lot of channels, mainly Gonzo, saying, you know, if we don't see Ben Rama sort of before 89th minute, you know, again, you start those question marks of, is he a David Moyes signing again? And I think, you know, he does need to put those sort of rumours to bed. You know, if he comes on at the 65th minute, you can start saying, okay, he's easing him in, he's blooding him in, rather than just got to bring him on an 89th minute to please David Sullivan sort of thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think it's quite common knowledge that I wouldn't say that Moyes didn't want him, but I think he was definitely more of a Sullivan signing. And like I say, mate, don't get me wrong, that's obviously a criticism, and it has been on Moyes for a while now, that he doesn't make the subs early enough. He doesn't. There's literally no point whatsoever bringing so against Liverpool. He brought on Lanzini and Ben Rama in the 89th minute. Why? Literally, what is the point? Like, if you're winning a game and you want to waste time, that's when you bring subs on in the 89th minute. They're not going to change the game. Like, it's a complete waste of time.
Gonzo, again, made a really good video about David Moyes. So he went back and researched on Moyes' last season at Everton and first season at Manchester United to see what his subs were like. And he, on average, used to sub 3 subs a game, and usually about the 60th, 70th minute. And Moyes apparently has come out and said he likes subs, but he needs players he can trust. So is it more of he doesn't feel he has the quality, change it, and then would look and say maybe the only person he trusts on the bench at the minute is Yarmolenko?
That could possibly be true, mate. If it is true, I don't know why, because Yarmolenko has made a couple of big mistakes since he's been brought on recently. What was it? It was in the City game, wasn't it? He came on and had an absolute disaster.
The Arsenal game as well. We didn't track back, was it? Which led to the goal.
And I'm not slating Yarmolenko. I like Yarmolenko. But it would be weird when you've got the likes of Lanzini, who's looked really good since he's come on. If he's a player that Moyes thinks you can't trust, but Yarmo can, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to go in the comments in a minute, guys, before we move on to another topic. What are your predictions for today, mate? Last time we played them, we won 3-1, actually. Javier Hernandez, Diop, and Mikel Antonio.
I think a clean sheet. I think we'll get a clean sheet. We've actually looked really good defensively. I don't think Fulham have got much to bother us. Hopefully we turn up and play well. I'm gonna go kind of safe. I'm gonna say 2-0. I'm gonna say we'll 2-0 to us.
I was going to say 2-1, but we might concede. It might get a little bit wobbly, just purely because they had that win the other day. They might have that little bit of confidence. And if they were to score early, I think it would be an interesting game. Goal scorers for us, mate, if you're going to say 2-0, who do you think might get the goals today?
I'm going to say Haller. I'm going to back him. I'm going to say Haller is going to get one. And I think Bowen is due a goal as well.
Okay. I'm going to say, because, again, another one due a goal. I'm going to say Souček. I think Souček might score an header today. I'll say Benrahma off the bench. I think Benrahma, I think he likes playing against Fulham, and I think he'll get one off the bench. Okay, right, so let's go in the comments then. He would be perfect Antonio replacement. We are never going to get him so good, 6'4" of Mikel, and probably faster.
I'm guessing that's Thuram he's talking about there.
Oh, yeah. Pochettino is lined up.
That'd be for Man United, yeah.
Yeah, West Man United team for 30 years. Cardiff down, what were Man United thinking? Apparently Andy's saying it is 1-1 now. It's a shame. Ken Ammer, the wisdom of knowledge. Last time we lost to Fulham, 2001, Bobby Moore's granddaughter was the mascot. Midfield wins the game, and in my opinion, our midfield is so much better. Yeah. I think as well now, in this game as well, mate, Rice and Souček can sort of, one of them can maybe go a bit more this game. They haven't got to both sit and be, I don't want to say disciplined, but, as disciplined. They can take a bit more of a risk in this game. Yeah,
absolutely. And again, that is something that we saw early on with their partnership. One could sit, one could press forward, usually Souček. So, yeah, no, 100% that's saying that I want to see more from in this game. Just looking there, it's actually 2-1 Man United now.
Oh, I like Parker, but he's not English Premier League caliber manager, in my opinion. Championship at best. Wouldn't hire him for West Ham. Scott Parker, born leader, honest. He ain't done bad for a former McDonald's advert kid. Okay, nice little conversation going on there. He can wind Mitrovic up and get him sent off. Gets praised to the hilt. He doesn't work hard like Haller, but Fulham played to his strengths. It's true. It's true. Probably our best player so far this season, apart from the one you shine the light up all the time, mate, is Masuaku. I think Masuaku's been sensational this season. Fulham's top goal scorer is Jakova Reed. Mitrovic has been underwhelming so far. Carney is also dangerous. More about that. 4-3-3 in the middle. Going Benrahma either side of Haller, getting close to him. What do you make of that, mate? Maybe switching to 4.
I don't think it'll happen purely because I don't think, again, talking about players that Moyes trusts, I don't think he trusts either Cresswell or Masuaku to play left back in a 4. And I think he's right. But if we had a left back that could play comfortably, then yeah, absolutely, that would be fantastic. If you had Rice, Souček, Fornals, Bowen, Benrahma, Haller, that'd be a fantastic front as well. Yeah.
Maybe again, we'll discuss it in a minute. Actually, I won't move on to that yet. I'll just finish these comments off first, and then we'll move on to it. Moyes wants work rate. I don't know why Yarmolenko is trusted. Arsenal let a player go. Liverpool gave the ball away. It's true. He does have a little bit of a wobble in him in games. 1-1. Haller scapegoat of the match. 3-1. A brace each for Souček and Bowen. I sense a route. Oh, I hope so. Mate, it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Yeah. So that's that for the Fulham game. So Moyes this week, mate. The transfer window is not far away. It's basically said what he wants, really. You can predict the positions: a left back, a centre back, a centre midfielder, and a striker. I believe he said.
Small list then.
Yeah. You think we will get me? I know it's really early doors, but it's just that's what the current news is out there for West Ham.
I think it depends on how we're doing. I think if we're comfortable mid-table, I don't think Sullivan will be putting his hand in his pocket because he won't need to. If Haller doesn't click before then I can see them trying to offload him. I can see Haller leaving in January, maybe on loan, and then another striker coming in. I can't see him. Yeah, but I can't see much movement outside of that, really.
Yeah, I do think a centre midfielder would be nice, but again, no names jump at me unless you can go, maybe someone from the Championship. What about Rice? Just quickly, just a little comment on him. Obviously, Chelsea have sort of reignited their interest, apparently. You think he stays in January? At least? I think in January at least.
Yeah. I think he stays. I don't think he'll leave in January. Unless, again, we've said before, unless there's a silly money offer on the table, unless they throw 80 million at us or something stupid, I don't think he'll go in January. I think he'll. I think long term he would still want to go and play for Chelsea, but I don't think he would leave us in the middle of a season.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I agree. Don't change it. It's what we're drilled in. This game will be different. We were playing the champions of the league. This is Haller's game. Let's hope so, mate. Let's hope so. Personally, I wouldn't change our formation or tactics. I'd simply swap Haller for Benrahma. So play Benrahma up top. I don't. 4-3-3 will happen, but I think it should, because the onus is on us to attack. Tone and club was never approached for us. Depends massively where we are in the league. If we get players, but certainly not 4 players, Rice stays. I agree, mate. I agree. What was the other thing? There was a couple of other things I wanted to talk about. What was it? There are some more rumours about the takeover. There were some rumours that the Sullivans are in Dubai, apparently. What do you reckon? Any more on that, mate? Anything? I think it will happen, but not yet.
Yeah. I haven't really seen anything myself, mate. I haven't seen any sort of news from the supposed recognised in the nose. The last thing that I saw was a while ago now was that there was a 450 million bid rejected. But that was the last sort of thing that I saw. It sounds like it's still going on in the background. Like yourself, mate, I think it'll still happen. Doesn't look like anything's going to happen before Christmas now, which is a shame. It's not going to happen before January. But
yeah, interesting. What about Jack Wilshere, mate? Did you see any of his comments this week? I know we're talking about now that's gone and really have any impact. He sort of was saying that he will never play for a club like West Ham again because it doesn't suit his play. He needs to be in a winning team, basically, that doesn't set up to not lose and plays attacking football and doesn't want to just sit on 1-0 leads. But it's like, well, actually, Jack, in the last few weeks and back end of lockdown when the season came back, that was your opportunity to get into the team. We were playing attacking football. We were scoring goals.
Yeah, I think it's it's very bitter. I didn't see that, and it's a shame, to be honest, mate. For someone who's supposed to be a West Ham fan, it's a shame to see that. I think he was probably trying to have a dig at Moyes,
rather than the fans.
Yeah, because from the sounds of things, he didn't get on with David Moyes for whatever reason. So I'm guessing that's probably a pop at him. But it does just come across as bitter. So I don't really like
that. For us as well. I know it's a handful. It's only a handful. Didn't he do anything, did he? Only thing I remember him doing, I think, is setting up a goal against Newcastle a couple of years ago. And again, that shows, doesn't it? It's a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he didn't really get much of a chance. I mean, obviously, when he left,
he scored a goal. I remember him scoring a goal as well, actually, in the cup.
When he left, he was saying that he was fit and he'd been ready to play for months. But excuse me, early morning this morning. I had to get up and take a car for a service, so excuse me. And he's yawning as well. Now. Everyone watching this, just started yawning.
Yeah.
But I don't think he had too much of a chance. But I don't miss him. He's one of those players that you'll forget ever played for us. It'll be one of them. Oh, do you remember Jack Wilshere? He played for us. Just to say, sorry, I am keeping an eye on the scores now. So Bruno Fernando scored both Man United goals, and now he's gone off injured. So
one of them wasn't a penalty, was it? That geezer gets penalty every week.
No, I'm sure. No.
Get penalty every week. They do. Would like to see a 4-3 Bowen Benrahma up front. There's a lot of people saying that, mate. If Karen goes out there and there's something in it, she wears the trousers. The sale rumour for the end of the season, hopefully, mate. If takeover happens, they happen on the quiet. Look at City and Derby. Yeah, that's it, mate. They don't advertise it, because they want, they want to secure the deal. They don't want competition coming in, so we won't hear much. It will just be it's happening, and then it happens.
Yeah.
Wilshere should look at the non-queue for his services and shut up. Very true, mate. Wilshere is a rat, a guy who took 14.5 million for 19 games and is still moaning, where's the dignity? That's true. We did pay him, nearly 14 million to leave the club. So, maybe a little bit of dignity there. Jack played the ball through to Anderson. Newcastle already scored. There we go. See, my knowledge is there as well, mate. Jack should be happy with the money he made out of the club and should be more dramatic. I think, opinion.
If you wanted to play devil's advocate and if you wanted to defend him, he's obviously looking at it this now for his career. If he wants to ever play for another club again, he's got to come out and say, I was fit. The team didn't suit me. I want to be playing in an attacking team, blah, blah, blah. Because he's got to try and put himself out there to get another club. So there's that side of it, if you did want to defend him in any way. But like I say, he's going to be a footnote in West Ham's history where most people forget he ever played for us. So job on, mate.
Harry says, are you boys paying for the game today or a cheeky stream?
What's a cheeky stream? I don't know anything about that, mate.
Any illegal watching of football. I think we've discussed it a little bit, haven't we, mate? I can't remember whether we have or not about the $15.99, which is an absolute joke. It's ridiculous price. A £5, maybe a bit justified. I still wouldn't. I refuse to pay for football, to be fair.
They've they scrapped it, didn't they? They've scrapped the pay-per-view thing now. And they're going to go back to just the games being broadcast, all of the games being broadcast on Sky, BT and Amazon. But they're saying that pay-per-view is still on the table, but obviously £15 a match is too much. So they've withdrew that.
As well. I think that's what it is. That's where it's all wrong, It just shows the disconnect. There's people losing their jobs. There's people that can't afford to eat. A lot of people, and credit to them, are rather sending £15 to the food banks, across the country, and send it to the Premier League.
Yeah. Obviously it's good to see that they've sort of scrapped that and taken that into account. It will come back. It's the future. It's going to happen at some point. But if it happens, like I say, I've said so many times before, I'm all for it because I can't get to games.
At the right price. At the right price.
Yeah, at the right price, and £15 a game.
What do you make on season ticket holders? So when we are allowed back, season ticket holders potentially, maybe get a discount on it. So it's like, okay, you're at every home game anyway. So for your away video season ticket is slightly cheaper than what again, rewarding the fans potentially.
No, I don't know. I think season ticket holders at the moment, anyone who's got a season ticket at the moment should be able to watch every game for free. If you've got an away season ticket, home and away. I think the season ticket holders at the moment should have access to a free stream for all the games. As far as going forward, giving streaming discounts for season ticket holders, I don't know. I don't know. I understand, wanting to reward the most loyal fans, I suppose if they,
I'm not even saying a massive discount, like, I don't know, 10%. You know, like,
yeah, I don't know. I suppose there's no reason why they couldn't do it. I don't know. I suppose I don't know. It's what I wouldn't say I feel strongly about it either way.
Yeah, I'm just going to put this up. So, guys, if you want to send us any questions, anything at all, get them in. Me and Paul are going to go for probably another about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. So, anything. So, the first one was this one, Chisora Usyk. Did you see it, I assume? It was a good fight, actually. Usyk fought well. You know, he won't survive in the heavyweight division. He's not strong enough. He's not big enough. I'm not saying he's not a good boxer. He's a fantastic boxer. But every time Chisora hit him, you could tell it was like not felt that before. I've not felt that sort of level of power. And about you, mate, in that match.
Literally exactly the same, mate. You know, there's no denying he's a fantastic boxer. He's a great boxer, but he's not big enough. He's not big enough, and he hasn't got the power to trouble the big boys. You know, the proper heavyweights of the division.
It's not worth getting hurt.
No. You know, the likes of, you know, your Furies, AJs, Wilders, they're not good. They wouldn't have been watching that fight thinking, oh, I don't fancy him. They'd be watching that thinking, yeah, put me in the ring with him. You know, so a good fight. Chisora's mad if he's saying he thought he won the fight, although it weren't. I don't think it was that far apart. What was it? 15-13, two of the judges scored it. I think that was probably about right. The other one was 17-12, which was stupid. But yeah, great boxer, but he's not a heavyweight. He's not heavyweight.
It's a shame because you know, the heavyweight is where the money is and where the good fights are, and I really was looking forward to him. You know, unless he can put on more weight and carry that weight, I just, like you say, mate, when you're coming up against Fury, who's just a giant, and Joshua's power is ridiculous. And then you even got to look at just below that, like you say, Deontay Wilder, even Dillian White, you know, that sort of level, Arca. You know, someone I wouldn't mind seeing him fight, though, is that Andy Ruiz. Maybe fight, like, if he wants to stay in the heavyweight game and sort of mix it a bit. Good
obviously depends on the Ruiz that turns up. I think Ruiz would bang him as well.
Yeah, I want to see Ruiz White, actually. I think that would be a really good fight, actually, Andrew Ruiz White. And see Jack going to Rangers, maybe, yeah, Gerard. Favourite match snacks at home? I don't know, at home it's a bit different. Like, I'd just go like for a pack of M&Ms or some Haribo or something.
What
about you, mate?
I love my Haribo, mate. I don't know. Snacks for watching the game. Normally,
I do love Maltesers, actually.
I don't know. I don't really eat snacks during the game, to be honest. I don't drink anymore. But that's the one time I will have a drink. You know, when I'm watching West Ham, I'll have a Magners or something. That's the only time I'll be doing that again tonight. So I like to have a drink, maybe just a pack of crisps or something. But I don't really snack much during games.
No, I'm too nervous, too sweating. Lost a lot of respect for Wilshere, as he meant to be a West Ham fan. He got paid 90 grand a week, sit home injured and FIFA, and hide in a washing machine as well. Season ticket holders should get a free stream for home games. Yep. I can only see Jack getting a paper game now. I agree. What we saying here? Stinky, was that last week? Chisora won by KO in the first. Man, it was a suggestion for their views. Okay, right. So you guys are having a little conversation. That's fine. There should be a home and away season ticket for a stream. I don't want to watch Man United Liverpool every week. It's very true. It will happen. It will happen. When? Who knows? Obviously, these are all the trial and error things they're trying at the minute. Surely clubs can stream their own games. Have cameras over anywhere, surely with sponsors scolding underneath it. Free. It's back to that thing I said a few weeks ago, though. It's all good clubs streaming it themselves. The competition would just go completely. Like Manchester United in Asia, Liverpool in Asia, it would get so much revenue. You'd never, ever be able to compete with them. For me, it would kill the dream a little bit. I don't know. With Sky, at least money sort of split fairly evenly. No.
Yeah, that is obviously the big problem. and it's a tough one to get around. I don't know how they do get around it, but that's to be honest, mate. That's probably the only reason why it hasn't happened yet. That's probably the only reason why it hasn't happened yet. As far as the games being free with like them scrolling adverts and sponsors, I don't know if I'd like that either. That wind me up a bit. The game being, I don't know if anyone's ever watched games abroad. Like if you ever watch games in Spain, they do it a lot. Like, see if you're watching a game in Spain, they play adverts during throw-ins. Like literally, they'll play adverts during throw-ins and stuff. Yeah. So it's like I wouldn't want to see that. But yeah, something can happen. Something will come down the line.
Wilshere being paid off, so he finds a new club that overlaps the period of time of West Ham contract. Should West Ham be paid part of the release? No double bubble. Done now, isn't it? Done. What about you, mate?
I don't know. That's an interesting one legally, actually. I wonder if there's anything in the contract. I don't know. Yeah, should West Ham be paid back part of the release fee? I mean, you could just say no, because at the end of the day, he signed a contract for that amount of money. He didn't terminate the contract, West Ham did, so he was due that money. So you could say, well, you know, he just got what he was owed. Not that he actually worked or did anything for it. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know how that will work legally, but that's an interesting one.
AJ walked out before the winner was announced. That's how impressed he was. Stinky, I think AJ might not have wanted to take Usyk's shine, to be fair. Maybe. Leon Edwards versus Kamzat. Can't say I see that one, mate. I do apologise. No. Khabib, mate. Did you watch Khabib?
Mate, I didn't actually watch it.
I'll come back to that one, Gary. I'll come back to that.
I got up to put it on because it was on at like 10 o'clock, wasn't it? It was on like, yeah, it was on early. It was on, I think it was like 10 o'clock was the main card. And fights never start on time. Never. They always start a little bit late. So I put it on at about 20 past 10 and it was finished. So I missed it completely, yeah. So I didn't even see it.
Obviously retired now as well, but yeah, what a legend of the sport, you know. You know, true warrior, absolute warrior. Thoughts on thoughts on the money's gone from Grady. See, mate, we'll see what happens in January, won't we? You know, they could probably argue that money's been put aside now for Ben Rama.
That money went to Frankfurt, mate.
Yeah, Frankfurt. Yeah,
that's exactly where that money went. That money went to pay for Halle.
The Diangana money will be paid in instalments. Should have paid Jack his wage until he found another club. Very true. Right, 10 more minutes or 5 more minutes even. Yeah. So anything else, mate? No. Obviously, the new consoles come out soon as well. If we're talking about non-West Ham related, really excited about the PlayStation in about 2 weeks' time. Can't wait. Oh, you're going Xbox.
Xbox for me. I've only got to wait a couple of days.
Oh,
it better be shipped. If they don't put it in the post on Monday, I'm going to be annoyed. It's supposed to come on Wednesday, I think it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, the new consoles make FIFA better because it's starting to wind me up again. FIFA's starting to wind me up. It was so good at the start, and now it just feels like they've patched it to pieces.
I do like the objective players though, and the fact that they've done it in friendlies this year, so that people don't automatically relegate themselves. You know, like last year it was people were just relegating themselves, weren't they, to Division 10. This year it's kept rivals a bit more alive, no?
Yeah, it has, but it's just I don't know. The servers are crap. The gameplay, like FIFA's one of them games you go on and play one day and it'd be amazing, and then you go on and play the next day and it would just feel like crap. It's the most frustrating game in the world.
Right, yeah. I know, yeah. I have days where it's like, oh, bloody hell, I've won like 15 in a row. And the other day, I don't win nothing. Like, don't win nothing. And the defenders just don't do anything. The only other thing I read, mate, and I know it's a bit geeky, but Mr. My favourite wrestler of all time, The Undertaker, mate, is going to wrestle his last ever match this in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, of course he is, mate.
No, apparently, no. It's his 30th anniversary, 30 years anniversary since he made his debut.
He's retired about 6 times, mate.
Yeah, he's retiring officially retiring at Survivor Series. Yeah, bad times. Absolute legend.
Mate, wrestlers never retire. Wrestlers don't retire.
They'll
Be yeah, exactly. They'll be dragging him out till he dies, mate.
Yeah.
Wrestlers don't retire. But yeah, what a legend! What a legend! I know we've got some wrestling fans that watch us.
Absolute legend, mate. Absolute legend. Anything else, mate? The only thing really, I've started watching Sopranos finally, mate. Actually, got to say, I agree with you, mate. It's a show. I'm sort of 6 episodes in. I'm just engrossed. It's just acting masterclass, really, and it's a good Goodfellas as a TV show, basically.
Yeah, pretty much, mate. It gets better as well. It gets better. Yeah. Wait till you start getting more into it. It gets better.
It's just brilliant. It's just what a fantastic show. I'm so glad I finally got to start it. To be honest with you, only bloody 15 years too late.
Have you ever seen The Wire?
No, that's on the list though.
You got to watch that next, mate. That's probably the best TV program ever made.
Ever made, yeah. Because I always see that Breaking Bad always gets voted the best. I've never seen it. Breaking Bad's
right. It took a long time for me to get into Breaking Bad. It took me like 2.5 series to get into it, but it got good. Good.
The Wire's really good, is it? So I'll have to watch that.
Yeah.
That'll be one I watch. I think we'll leave it there, mate. We've been going on for a while. I hope you all enjoy the game tonight, guys. Me and Paul will be back next week. Obviously international break, but we'll talk about the Fulham game, and review it. I might do a video later in the week if I get some time. But thanks for joining in, guys. If you're watching this live or watching this back as a replay, let us know what you think of the game today. Give us your reviews if you're watching this after the game, or just what your score predictions are if you're watching it before the game. Hit that subscribe button. Up to 4 now. We're going to go for 4,000 now. We'll take another 6 years. But until then, guys, on your irons, keep believing. Let's go.
Cheers.